Breaking news, the San Francisco 49ers have officially brought back Kyle Juszczyk. I know that some fans are really upset to see Kyle Juszczyk go, but he officially returns. As you can see, I just rolled out of bed. I'm sure some of you on the West Coast are also just rolling out of bed as well. This news became official. I believe it was Diana Rossini who posted it first at around 5 a.m. and either her or Adam Schefter. But we were kind of, if you were paying attention, we were tipped off by George Kittle last night. See, look, my alarm's going off. It's like, oh, you need to be up by 7:30. But if you're watching social media, you saw that George Kittle was posting about this last night, and that was the tip that Kyle Juszczyk had re-signed. So I had been hearing yesterday, all throughout the day, that there was a good chance that Kyle Juszczyk was going to return. And because he had went out, looked for different offers, the 49ers had an offer for him the whole time. I think what this really is, it was just a slight pay cut. And the pay cut allowed him, they just said, go see if you can find a better deal. If not, come back. We'll have a deal for you. And so he went around, saw what was out there, and just felt like, hey, I can finish my career with the San Francisco 49ers. I can retire a Niner. His home's with the 49ers. Obviously his good friends, George Kittle. And so I think it just made more sense just to come back. And now I do think there's a strong chance that Kyle Juszczyk is going to finish his career with the San Francisco 49ers after signing a 2-year deal worth up to $8 million. So, if you watched my streams yesterday, I probably said there's a good chance Kyle Juszczyk is going to return. I probably said it like 8 to 10 times. And it is now official. Kyle Juszczyk is back. A lot of people seem to believe that when the 49ers signed Luke Farrell, that somehow was the new fullback. And I just kind of, again, pushed back on that. I'm like, Luke Farrell has played 30 fullback snaps. Why would you be replacing the best fullback in the league with a guy who's never played the position? So that never made sense to me. They needed a tight end too. They needed a Charlie Warner replacement. And so that's exactly what they did. But I'm really excited about this. It's cool. You're starting to see everyone post about it. Christian Juszczyk posted a really cool video. I put it on Instagram, just kind of showing them throughout the years since 2017 with the San Francisco 49ers. So this means that Kyle Juszczyk takes the crown away from George Kittle, because as we know, Kyle Juszczyk was the longest tenured San Francisco 49er. He's like their first free agent they signed in the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era. And then kind of passed the torch to George Kittle. He now takes it back. He is still the longest tenured San Francisco 49er. I don't know if we're going to count this as like a departure of anything. He went out, tested his availability, and he came back. We saw the pictures of him, at the Pittsburgh Steelers facility, and it just was weird. And now it feels right that, hey, he's back. Some people will like this, some people might not. But me personally, from a football perspective, it makes sense. I mean, 2 years, $8 million. That is not a lot for a player of Kyle Juszczyk's caliber. Yes, he plays fullback, and yes, his snap usage has kind of declined over the years, and he isn't used as much. But he's a great presence in the locker room. He's a great leader. He was a captain last year. So you're getting a high quality player back into the locker room. And again, he's a big fabric of the culture A lot of fans love his wife, Kristen Juszczyk. Um, and honestly, a lot of people were really upset about this move when it was announced, and people were kind of bummed out that Kyle Juszczyk, wasn't on the team anymore. So I do know that there are going to be a good amount of people who are very excited about this move to get him back. So I do expect this to be the last stop for Kyle Juszczyk. I expect him to retire a San Francisco 49er from this point out. And good for him. Good for him. You also had he posted on to Twitter the "I'm not effing leaving" uh, GIF from Wolf of Wall Street. You also had George Kittle welcoming him back, along with Christian McCaffrey. So, pretty cool to see. I know it's been a wild ride for a lot of 49er fans this off season, just with how everything has gone. Um, and 49er fans weren't too excited about how things were going, but I think this is a good move because also you have to think about the 49ers still use a fullback. So there's a good chance they were going to have to sign a fullback anyways. If it wasn't going to be Kyle Juszczyk, I would much prefer Kyle Juszczyk. And so I like this move. I think it's a cool move. And happy to have him back. I'm sure he's happy as well. His home is in the Bay Area. So um they're probably excited to be able to stay where they've kind of planted their roots for a while now. So um Kyle, I think the reason why he was able to go look for a new deal is because the 49ers had asked him to take a pay cut. Um, and he wanted to go see what was out there. But at the end of the day, I think it always was the 49ers. He wanted to stay here. He didn't want to leave. Um, and he wanted to finish his career here. So, uh, oh, wow. 7 million. It just came out. 7 million of his deal is fully guaranteed. So that's good for Kyle. That's a good guarantee. So um the fact that 7 million of that is guaranteed over the next 2 years, to me, that tells me absolutely Kyle Juszczyk is going to retire a member of the San Francisco 49ers. So let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.